Jai Hind, my dear children. Welcome back to biology video class. Today we are going to study DNA fingerprinting or DNA profiling. DNA fingerprinting is the technique to identify the similarities and differences of the DNA fragments of two individuals. This technique was developed by Alec Jeffrey in 1985. DNA carries some non-coding repetitive sequences. Number of repeats is specific from person to person. Here you can see a specific region of 3 persons. In the first person there we can see 8 repeats. Second person there we can see 9 repeats. And on the third person there we can see 10 repeats. The same sequence GATA is repeating many times. Repetitive DNA can be separated from bulk genomic DNA as different peaks during density gradient centrifugation. The bulk DNA forms a major peak and the small peak are called satellite DNA. Satellite DNA is classified into two groups, microsatellites and mini-satellites. These are based on the base composition, that is adenine and thymine rich or guanine and cytosine rich, length of segment and number of repetitive units. A DNA sequence which is randomly repeated in many copy number is called variable number tandem repeats or VNTR. VNTR belongs to mini satellite DNA. In a person, copy number varies in each chromosome. 2 allele, that is paternal or maternal, of a chromosome also contain different copy numbers of variable number tandem repeats. VNTR is specific from person to person. The size of VNTR varies from 0.1 to 20 kilobase. Any difference in the nucleotide sequence, that is inheritable mutation, observed in a population is called DNA polymorphism, that is variation at a genetic level. Polymorphism is higher in non-coding DNA sequence because mutations in these sequence may not affect an individual's reproductive ability. These mutations accumulate generation to generation, causing polymorphism. And polymorphism have great role in evolution and speciation. Next comes the steps behind DNA fingerprinting. First step is isolation of DNA. DNA is isolated from any cells or blood stains, semen stains, saliva, hair roots, bone, skin, etc. The second step is digestion of this particular DNA by using restriction endonuclease. Restriction endonuclease is an enzyme which is used to cut DNA. After making DNA into so many fragments, we have to separate these fragments. For that process, we can use gel electrophoresis. In this technique, the DNA fragments are treated with sodium hydroxide to denature the bands in the gel into single strands. After the separation of these fragments, next step is transferring or blotting of these fragments to synthetic membrane such as nitrocellulose or nylon. The fifth step is hybridization using radioactive labeled variable number tandem repeats probe. For this, place the nitrocellulose filter paper in a solution of radioactive labeled single-stranded DNA probe. DNA probes bind with the complementary sequences of the DNA fragments on the membrane to form hybridized DNA. Sixth step is detection of hybridized DNA by autoradiography. Here, the hybridized DNA is photographed on an X-ray film. The autoradiogram gives an image in the form of dark and light bands. It is called a DNA fingerprint. DNA fingerprint differs in everyone except in monozygotic, that is identical twins. The sensitivity of the technique can be increased by use of polymerase chain reaction, that is PCR. Therefore, DNA from a single cell is enough for DNA fingerprinting. Let's summarize the steps behind DNA fingerprinting. First of all, isolation of DNA. Second, digestion of DNA by restriction into nuclease. Third step, separation of DNA fragments by gel electrophoresis. Fourth one, transferring the DNA fragments to synthetic membrane. Fifth step, hybridization using radioactive labeled VNTR probe. And the last step, detection of hybridized DNA by autoradiography. Let's have a look of DNA fingerprinting steps once more.
A cell sample is collected. This could be from some blood at a crime scene or a swab from the inside of someone's cheek, for example. The DNA is then extracted from the sample. Many copies of this DNA may be made using the polymerase chain reaction, or PCR. Special enzymes called restriction endonucleases are used to cut the DNA up into different size pieces. The DNA samples are then put into wells in a special gel called agarose for the process of gel electrophoresis, which separates the DNA fragments by size. The pattern is then transferred to a nylon sheet in southern blotting. And finally, the lines produced by the DNA samples from different people are compared. So let's have a go at using DNA profiles to solve some mysteries. An item was stolen in a burglary. A drop of blood was left behind by the thief. Samples of DNA were taken from 4 suspects and compared to the sample left at the crime scene. Which suspect is guilty? Here's a clue. Look for the one that is most similar to the one from the crime scene. Pause the video while you decide. Suspect 3 is guilty. Can you see how the pattern of bands matches in Suspect 3 and the crime scene? Their DNA is the same. Let's try another. A soldier has been killed in an explosion and has lost his dog tags that identify him. 3 soldiers are missing from their unit, so the army asks the 3 sets of parents for a DNA sample so that they might compare it to the soldier's DNA and therefore make an identification. Remember, the soldier will only share half of his DNA with each parent. So which set of parents is the soldier the son of? Pause the video while you decide. Parents C and D. As you can see, he inherited the first band from parent D and the second, third and fourth from parent C, and so on. So now you understand how DNA profiles or fingerprints are made and seen some examples of where they can be used. You can even interpret a DNA profile.
The different applications of DNA fingerprinting are: first of all, it is used as a forensic tool to solve paternity, rape, murder, etc. Second one, for the diagnosis of genetic diseases. Third application, in order to determine phylogenetic status of animals. And fourth one, it is used to determine population and genetic diversities.